Let me ask about the other big issue of the day, the march on the Harbour Bridge. The New South Wales Premier said more than 100,000 people turned up. The PM made his comments sympathetic to the cause today. This is something I can't imagine that the PM did not raise with his senior ministers, whether it's in Cabinet or other forums today, when he sees you all in Canberra. Can you tell me what you understand the PM's sort of views and position is on this issue and in terms of the protest?
Look, I always get into trouble on your show when I talk about the position of the Prime Minister, Andrew. So I'll leave it I'll leave it to him to make it clear what his point of view is. But look, we're a democracy, Andrew, and people are entitled to peacefully protest. You know, a lot of people did that over the weekend, over the Sydney Harbour Bridge. But as the Prime Minister said in his earlier comments at his press conference today, it has to be done peacefully, and we don't want to bring conflicts from other countries into Australia.
And the PM's welcome on this show tomorrow afternoon. I just want to put that out there for himself and his office. Now, the PM, as I revealed yesterday, has put a request out for a phone call with the Israeli PM, Benjamin Netanyahu. Do you know if there's been any advance on that? And is that something you would encourage Mr Netanyahu to agree to? And what might such a call achieve?
Look, my understanding is the same as yours, Andrew, that the Prime Minister has requested a call to Mr Netanyahu. As I understand it, the Prime Minister is also speaking to other world leaders on this issue. Obviously, there is concern in the Australian community about what's happening in the Middle East, and in particular between the Palestinians and the Israelis. I think the Prime Minister will be explaining to Mr Netanyahu what the position of the government is. We want a peaceful outcome of this dispute. Of course, as Premier Minns said, people were horrified about the actions of Hamas almost 2 years ago. And people are concerned about the humanitarian issues in Gaza. So there's a range of issues, I'm sure, that the Prime Minister will discuss if and when he gets a return call from Mr Netanyahu.
Now, the opposition are pretty black and white, if you like, on this issue, more so than the government, I think. They say basically Israel's in the right, and we can't forget the hostages or the fact there can be no recognition of Palestine without Hamas. What do you say to that?
Well, look, we can't forget the hostages, Andrew. These people have been kept in apparently quite appalling conditions for far too long, and the government supports Israel in its demand for the return of those hostages. That would obviously be part of some ceasefire proposals, some peace settlement. So to the extent that, you know, we can influence events in the Middle East, we want to see a peaceful outcome. We want to see a ceasefire. We want to see the return of the hostages, and we want to ensure that Hamas makes no further part in the government of Gaza.
The only time I can recall 100,000 people turning out for a protest in Australia would be in Melbourne for some sort of trades hall organised unions protest. Is it one of the biggest gatherings you've seen? I'll hasten to add that 250,000 turned out for the Reconciliation March at the turn of the century on the Harbour Bridge, however.
Look, it was obviously a very big turnout, and it does reflect the fact that many Australians feel very strongly about this issue, and of course the Prime Minister has made his comments about the protest over the weekend.